Hey friends, so here is how I do my stage makeup. Now, I want it noted that I am not a professional makeup artist. I've just been doing makeup for the stage for a long time. I've been dancing on the stage for about 30 something years. It makes me feel old when I say that, but I started when I was 5, right? So, when this comes to my little 5-year-olds, you do not need to do as much makeup as I'm about to do because some of us are trying to hide how old we really are. However, makeup is important when you're on the stage so that your face can be seen. So, my little friends, I would suggest, mamas, that you put lipstick, you put some blush, and you do some eyelashes. Now, as you get a little bit older, I would also include eyebrows are important. That maybe sounds crazy, but if you've got not very money like I do, then that helps them be more expressive. You can see the expressions on their face. So we don't have super bright lights right now at Leading Edge. I hope someday that will change and we will have a great lighting system. On the big stages, it doesn't matter how old you are. You need foundation. You need all the things. Otherwise, you're going to be so washed out that nobody can see your face. You're going to be a white blur. So you kind of take it as you go. All right, so let's get right down to it. I've already moisturized my face. I've already used a primer. Those are the things that are going to help my makeup stay on as I'm going to do this dance recital and sweat all my makeup off to keep it from sweating off something. But when I do a show, I like to use a couple of foundations, which maybe sounds crazy, but I don't want to go with as white as I am right now because then I will again be pasty and faded out with the stage lights, right? So I actually use my regular foundation and then I use a shade darker and I mix them together so that I'm not unnaturally dark, but that I have a little bit of color on my skin to begin with. So you choose whatever foundation you are. I'm lucky because I usually have multiple foundations because I'm a little bit darker in the summertime and this isn't going to be enough to cut it. And so then I also have a dark one. So I currently have all of my makeup spread out all over the counter so that I can just toss it back in when I'm done because that helps me keep my makeup counter clean, right? So I probably, if I have any breakouts the day of the show, I will use a green stick as well to kind of hide that. I have a red undertone, so I have a very yellow makeup. So you need to also go with what works best for your skin tone, right? And I like to fully put makeup on my lips and everything. That way I can draw them in a little bit bigger when we get closer to that step. I also, when I do my lipstick, prefer a permanent lipstick, lip stain kind of options so that it'll stay. Now, you want to have more natural colors for your eyeshadow, but you want to go ahead and have like a pinkish red, rouge, something that's going to make it stand out. I'm going to grab a little bit more of this and blend it into my neck a little bit better. That's the only trouble with when you go a little bit darker is you got to make sure that you blend it in to your neck, into your ears, into everything, right? So that, sorry about that, friends. I don't know if you can hear that, but just turn some music on. All right, so after I do that, then I move on to concealer, right? So I've got foundation over my whole face. Now I'm going to do concealer. I like to let the stuff by my eyes sit for a second so it can warm up and it'll blend a little bit better. Now, excuse my sniffles. I am going to do concealer, that highlight down the bridge of my nose and up into my forehead to create some contour in my face. And then I'm going to put a little bit around my mouth so that I can make my lips look bigger for the stage, right? This is not about vanity. This is not like, oh, I'm gonna use all the makeup to make myself look amazing, right? Makeup in normal settings probably should be more natural, but on the stage, we're going a little bit bigger. Bigger is better for the stage. Well, let's be real, that's my whole life. And I spent most of my life on the stage, so there's that too. Whoop, let's get this screwed on. Too much caffeine for one day. All right, so I'm gonna tap this in. So I remember all the dang videos at the beginning of this year that was like, don't bring a triangle, do this. I don't know. I don't know what's good and what's accurate. I just do what I've been doing for a long time, and I try and take a few notes from Pinterest and people who are actual makeup artists to try and enhance my look. But man, those videos got crazy annoying after a little bit. Okay. So I added that. Let's see if I step back. You can see where I've added the lighter shade. All right, from there, I'm gonna take a brush and I am gonna add contour. So for me, I usually use the very lightest shade of contour there is because very fair skinned, right? So I'm gonna take that right here, right under my cheekbones to create that definition, and then right here on top of them. It's funny to me also how the whole world has gone stage makeup. That's what we wear for real life. I do, because that's the way I learned how to do makeup. So here I am. But it's funny, as I was watching contour and all that become popular, I'm like, oh, we've been doing that for a long time. All right, and then along the sides of my nose, so that I can create that definition in my nose. You know, just things that are going to help my face have more definition the day of. Now, if I were to do this for my real life, I would blend this really good so that it wasn't quite so obvious that I had all of this extra. But because we are on the stage, I usually don't blend it quite as good as I would here. No, I like to add it to give definition to my face. And then right here down my neck to create some definition. Basically on either side of your esophagus, right? Because, you know, ballerinas, we want long necks so that everybody can see what we're doing. Okay, so jawline, cheekbones, bridge of the nose, and I even go a little bit under just to create that extra definition right there. And then I do a little bit right here along my hairline, since I just put all the white right on my forehead. But the other thing, you know, is you want to put a little bit of dark right where the sun would naturally hit you. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to blush. And I'm going to put it right here in between these dark lines. And some of this is to help create that lift in your face. Okay, and then I do a little bit right on the end of my nose. Okay, so until it's blended, it looks a little crazy, but once it's blended, it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take just a nice dense powder brush with my loose powder. You could do pressed powder too if that's what you're more comfortable with. Just get it all in there. Now we do want to blend some of it in. We don't want it to be totally streaky lines, right? We want to make sure that it's good and blended, but not so, I know that's a weird, let's blend it, but not blend it all the way out. Oh, I forgot 2 places. Holy moly. Hold on. Rewind. That's what happens when you're trying to do a video and trying to do all this stuff at the same time. I also usually go right here. For the illusion that I have bigger lips, right? And then right here. Same thing. All right, back to blending. Need some elevator music here. Keep it going, right? All right. And it is good to note that I have, you know, like the smart lights, so I can adjust the brightness, which is helpful when you're doing stage lights, because if you were backstage doing makeup, you would have big bright bulbs all the way around your face, so that would help you get the right amount of color for the stage, right? So I keep trying to sit back just a little bit so you can see. Still there a little bit, but I'm just trying to make it look like a natural shadow. Not, oh, she has dirt on her face. Why did she do that? Okay, next I'm gonna do eyebrows. So I'm gonna kind of scooch over to a mirror really quick so that I can see what I'm doing. Now, I am gonna make my eyebrows a little bit bigger. You can see that I don't have a ton of ones that you can see because they're super blonde and fine. But then I'm gonna take all of that and make it bigger so that you can see it for the stage. So I like to line right under. Let me see if I can move this right in the frame so you can still see. There we go. I'm gonna line right under my eyebrow, and I'm gonna keep it like, I'm gonna make brush strokes so that it looks as natural as possible. Just go right under there. Now, because my eyebrows are not super thick to begin with, I'm not going to take a whole lot over here. I'm going to focus the next little bit. And I also use a volumizing eyebrow gel rather than, I know some people use pencils, some people use powders. You know, do what you need to. Back when I was on the stage, we used powder, and then we had a toothbrush with hairspray to keep it on. We also didn't have finishing spray, haha, and we did use hairspray to finish our faces. Isn't that great? Sure, it was great for our skin and our pores, but, and maybe it was around, but I lived in a tiny town, so it wasn't like I could just pop into Sephora. I had Walmart. Now, I'm definitely going a little bit outside of what my natural eyebrow is so that I can create that shape for the stage. This is where it gets tricky because I don't want to create too much bulk out here at the tail. Just enough. I think my husband just came in and he's like, "Why are you talking to yourself in here?" Because I am. I don't know. It's what I do. All right. So, right? Hello, I have an eyebrow. I have expressions now. You all know I'm expressive. That's kind of part of my job, right? Okay, now the other one. Again, you know, keep it moving in strokes so it looks a little bit more natural to your face. Go right under actual eyebrow to give it that nice clean line. And then I always come back here to this front section. To create the shape I actually want. I usually get one eyebrow that I swear looks like I walked off Fifth Avenue, and then I have another one that looks like I'm a streetwalker or something crazy. They never usually match the first time out. But hey, look at that. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, so now I have eyebrows, which looks a little bit crazy when I have nothing else on. My eyebrows and my eyeshadow, I always feel like, oh man, I've gone crazy until I put the eyeliner and the eyelashes on. Then I'm like, okay, I'm not a clown anymore. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. My face is half on, I feel a little scary. All right, so I like a little bit of liquid eyeshadow just to kind of help give it that, helps it feel primed on a little bit. So I start with that. This is like the lightest shade. And sometimes I will do it before my eyebrows just so that I don't mess up where that line is. But now this does have a hint of shimmer. I love a good glitter eyelid for the stage, but today I'm just doing a basic eyeshadow, a basic stage makeup, not crazy out to the nines. I remember doing like a double wing and we would do rhinestones. Like, I've done lots of fun makeup for the stage, and it just all depends on what it is that your studio is going for. I'm gonna just set that. This is again just a light eyeshadow. Mine is called like Moonstone or Crystalline or something, but it's like that light yellow, right? Okay, now I'm gonna take this neutral brown. I'm pretty sure it's called something like hazelnut or chocolate or something. Now, I have a little bit of a hooded eyelid. It's not super dramatic, right? So I make sure that I take mine a little bit outside of probably where it is normal to go. Sorry, I'm gonna look up at the mirror because it gives me a little bit better idea of where the color is. So I start in the crease right here, and then I take it up and out a little bit so that I can see it when my eyes are all the way open. And then I'm going to take it from the crease and take it down. Now, if it's not Paul, there's crazy noises over there, so, you know, we have to call the cops or something. This is bonkers. He probably just didn't say anything because he doesn't want to interrupt. Okay, so I'm going to take the darkest color, and this is like a dark brown that's got a little bit of like copper bronze, and this is going right in the crease. And then right out here on the outside. So I'm creating that. I don't even know what you want to call it, but like the eyebrow, the eyelid shape. You know how everybody creates that like point out here? It works well because I'm also going to do like a winged eyeliner right there. I feel like I'm creating a halo because I've got really white right here. Now, just going to blend it out just a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm going to take just a little stipple brush here and use that medium shade that I did all over, and I'm going to do it right here under my, right along the lash line, because I don't want eyeliner down here because then my eyes are going to be smaller. But if I do this brown right here, it's going to help my eyelashes look like there's more there. But it doesn't really, it's not like, hello, I have brown eyeshadow, right? All right, there it is. Okay. Eyeliner. Now, I personally prefer the calligraphy pen kind, right? Because it gives me a nice fine edge. Liquid would do the same thing, right? The crayon ones I have a harder time with, but if you can do it, then more power to you. So I'm going to start about right here where my crease hits, and I'm going to drag it down and across, right? Create that shape. And if it's not really in the right spot, then I'm going to come back. I need a mirror. I'm going to come back with a Q-tip, and I will just fix it. Create that arch here. Now, make sure you fill in this line right here. Yep, I think I made that a little bit too tall. The distortion of the camera, I guess, I don't know. Right, because that's actually looks good in the camera, but in the mirror that looks a little extra crazy. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that off. There we go. Right? Grab this so that I can. Now, you really want to make sure that you filled this all the way into the lash line. You don't want to have a gap of flesh color in between it. Okay, Other side now. And this is like my eyebrows. This eyebrow is usually good. This one's a little bit crazy. This eyeliner is usually better than this one. Why? I don't know. It just is. All right, so I draw a diagonal line down to my eyelash line and then across. Bring it down this way, right? Trying to face you, but look in the mirror, so sorry if this looks a little crazy. But what's new? If you've been around here a minute, you know that crazy is probably my brand. And I would say, for the most part, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna make this come down just a little bit further. And for me, it's just about creating that shape that's the right. The right wing, right? Need a point at the end of that, right? Can't have it be blunt. But I do want my whole lash line to be filled in without it looking like I got crazy in the corner of my eye on purpose, you know. Okay, now when it comes to eyelashes, when you buy them out of the box, they're not gonna fit your eye unless you have really big eyes. So you do have to trim them, like always. My advice is take a little bit off of one end, take a little bit off the other end. Don't like, okay, this is how big my eye is, I'm gonna chop it right here, and then you've got the same amount of lashes everywhere, right? You don't, I like mine. Here, let me see if I can explain it a little bit better. Right, I've got, it starts high and then it tapers down low because that's what your eyelashes naturally do, right? And especially if you've got the winged eyeliner, you want them to be taller on the end than they are in the middle. If I go and I just whack it right here, whoop, there's the camera, then all of my eyelashes are the same length instead of having that tapered look. So, in my opinion, you know, take a little bit off of each end. Like, when you get in close on them, you can see that they're bundled together. So, you know, take one little bundle off of this side and one little bundle off there. You know, they got like 5 or 6 eyelashes all glued together at one point on that band. So, my other suggestion is to get the eyelash glue that doesn't come in the packaging, because you have no control over how you put that on there, and that's a little bit rough. So, put a little bit of glue. On show day, there's a real chance that I'm not only going to glue the band here, but I'm going to put a little bit of glue right on the top side of my eyelashes, just to really make sure that they're stuck. And, you know, I don't have very many costume changes this time, but man, sometimes I dance a lot of dances, especially back in the day. And the last thing you want is for one of those sequins to grab your eyelashes and take them off with them, right? So you just want to make sure that you've got them really secure. Okay, you know, trying to give you all the information. Okay, right here into your lash line. Just kind of tack it down in. Try to blow on these a little bit So they'll be good and slippery as I adjust them around, because I want to try and line this up with my natural lash line. I don't want them too close in here because then they're going to scratch my eyeballs, and that doesn't feel good. But I don't want them sticking out like crazy over on this side. You can see all the glue that I've got. It will dry, and then it will be clear and you won't see it, right? But so I'm going to just right here on the outside edge, not all the way back where the glue is, or I'm going to take them with me, but just try and get these to the right curl and take a little bit of my lashes with it to kind of help. Oh, see? There it went. If you do it too soon, I didn't let it dry long enough. I was trying to hustle. So now I get to start again. But the goal is to get your natural lashes to kind of hug in there with the fake ones that you are putting on. Bring this back right here. And I like to try and put them in so they're sticking up, not out. Because up, you can see them against your eyelids. Out, you can't see them quite as good. Okay, now I'm just going to use a little bit of bronzer while I wait for this to dry a little bit. And I'm going to take this bronzer. Whoop, I lost one of my bronzing beads. I'll find that in a second. Right here where I've already, because I have bronzing beads that have a little bit of blush, a little bit of highlight, a little bit of everything, right? A little bit of everything. And I'm just going to go right over that, right in the places I've done it already. And then right here to kind of help blend what I already did down here, right? So that I have this esophagus. I know, it seems crazy. I'm back, right? But, you know, we're just trying to create that effect of that nice long neck. Okay, now I'm going to use my mascara to just try and blend my natural lashes, because mine are blonde, and after all the makeup I just put on, see, you can see them pretty good. It just kind of helps it blend. All the way up and out. I'm going to do the underside. Whoa, there was a big old clump. Did you see that? And just kind of work it in there without touching the wand all the way into my skin right there. Get out of the way, little hair. So you can see how my eye already looks bigger than this one that has nothing on it, right? Let's get this curve the right direction. All right, there we go. I got eyes. Now, as I do my lips, I just realized I didn't grab my lip liner. There it is. All right, so I'm gonna line this along the outside edge. I'm trying not to get now. I put chapstick on a little bit when I first started and with the moisturizer and everything, because with the lip stain, or the permanent, what does it say? Ultra Stay Lip Lacquer, you know. It's the kind that's going to stay for a while. And if I have chapstick on and my lips are not dry, then it's going to immediately try and come off. But if they are dry, then it works better. Now this is like the alcohol based and it tastes terrible and it is crazy, but it holds really well. I just wish it came in the red of my other lipstick. This is a little like crazy red. Or I want something a little bit more true. Whoop, I'm looking at you all. Now, I kind of want this to dry a little bit. My lips are trying to stick together, but I do have the lip gloss that'll go on top of it. I just don't want to do it before it's dry all the way, right? Otherwise, I'm going to have lips that stick together a little bit crazy. This lipstick even comes with a fancy remover. When you do lipstick, you know, you stick your finger in and pull it out because you don't want to end up with it on your teeth. But you don't want to have it where you have a nice line. But here we are. Stage makeup ready. Let me know if you have any questions. See y'all later.